Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're exploring turning criticism into constructive dialogue, something that so many people really struggle with.
Yep, that's right. Criticism is everywhere, at work, in relationships, even in our everyday chats.
Exactly. And you know what? Criticism often feels so difficult because it feels like a personal attack, even when it's not meant that way.
Right. Yeah, it really challenges our self-image and inevitably triggers that defensiveness we all know too well.
Absolutely. And here's the stuff I find super interesting. Instead of just reacting with like, why are they saying this? You can shift to asking, what can I learn from this? Turning that criticism into a tool for growth.
Right on. It's almost like flipping the script.
Exactly, well said.
Instead of feeling attacked, you get curious about the feedback.
Yeah, exactly. It's like turning negativity into a potential opportunity for self-improvement. And that's where our first practical move comes in. Your initial response really sets the tone.
Absolutely, like taking a deep breath before you respond. Even saying something as simple as, I appreciate the feedback, can really change the conversation's direction, right?
For sure. It's not about being overly agreeable, but rather about signaling that you're open to understanding. When you take that pause, you're kind of disarming the potential conflict.
But there's a bit of debate here for me. Sometimes I wonder if a standard, I appreciate the feedback, might come off as too, I don't know, flat or even dismissive if not followed by genuine engagement.
That's a really fair point. It definitely depends on the context and the tone you follow up with. It's about letting the person know you acknowledge their message, regardless of the delivery, and then diving deeper.
Right, that makes sense. And once you've acknowledged, the next step is often to ask for specifics, isn't it? Like saying, can you give me a specific example? Or, what would you suggest I do differently?
Yeah, exactly. By doing that, you're turning vague criticism into something actionable. It's it's like you're giving them a chance to be as precise as possible with their feedback.
Absolutely. And I think it's really powerful because it helps you um, separate the emotion from the actual message. You know, the criticism might be harsh, but the underlying info could still be valuable.
Precisely. It's about not taking every harsh word to heart, but focusing on whether there's a piece of truth there to learn from.
Right? And then comes the whole idea of staying calm and composing yourself, not lashing out or reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment.
Exactly. By pausing before responding, you maintain control over the conversation. And once you're calm, you're in a better place to uh, share your perspective.
Yeah, but I gotta ask, what about situations where the criticism is really harsh? Isn't it sometimes just too painful to muster that calm and constructive response?
Oh, for sure, it can be incredibly tough. And I totally get where you're coming from. When the tone is, really abrasive, it takes a lot to filter out the hurt and focus on the message.
Exactly. I mean, while I understand the idea of extracting useful info, I respectfully challenge that a bit. Sometimes the emotional weight can really block that process.
Yep, that's a valid critique. It does take work. And maybe sometimes you have to give yourself space to address the hurt before turning the feedback into learning. It's a balancing act, acknowledging the pain while also focusing on growth.
hmm And that's where separating the emotion from the message comes in, right? Like saying, I see your point, without necessarily agreeing with every nuance.
Right, exactly. You can acknowledge someone's point without fully consenting to it. Phrases like, that's something I'll think about, keep the conversation respectful, and leave room for clarification.
And then, once you've cleared that emotional hurdle, it's important to share your own side calmly. Like, from my side, I was trying to, without sounding defensive.
Absolutely. When you share your perspective in a clear and calm manner, it fosters open dialogue rather than a heated debate. It's about turning confrontation into collaboration.
hmm And speaking of collaboration, what do you make of steering the dialogue toward a solution? Like asking, what would be a better approach next time?
That's brilliant. It shifts the dynamic entirely, from tension to teamwork. It's like moving from criticism to um, a discussion of potential improvements.
Exactly, it turns the table completely. And I love that idea of not taking everything personally. Sometimes criticism reflects someone's own expectations or even their stress level, rather than being a true reflection of your actions.
Yeah, that's a big one. Creating that emotional distance is so helpful. It's like a protective barrier that lets you see the feedback more clearly without the sting.
Mm-hmm. And that clarity is what makes criticism a powerful growth tool. Every bit of feedback is just another chance to improve, refine, and get better.
Absolutely. When you see criticism as an opportunity rather than a setback, you begin to approach each piece of feedback as a step forward in your development, in your personal and professional life, really.
Right, it's like converting what might seem like negativity into actionable insights. And honestly, that kind of mindset shift is a total game changer.
Totally, it's transformative. It's like, rather than letting criticism break conversations, you rebuild them into something positive. You move from conflict to a space where both sides can um, actually learn and grow.
And that's so crucial for strong communication. Not only do you maintain your own integrity, but you also invite a more constructive dialogue.
Right on. And it all boils down to those key moves: shifting from reaction to curiosity, staying calm and composed, asking for specifics, acknowledging feedback without necessarily agreeing with every word, sharing your perspective, and finally, pivoting into a solution oriented conversation.
Exactly. This blueprint ensures that criticism doesn't become a stumbling block, but rather a stepping stone for improved communication and growth.
hmm And while it takes practice, once you internalize this approach, you really begin to see criticism as one of your biggest strengths.
Yep, it's all about viewing each critique as an opportunity to refine your skills, even in the way you interact with others.
Absolutely. And think about it. By handling criticism constructively, you not only grow yourself, but you also build an environment where open, honest dialogue thrives.
For sure. It's like turning a potential conflict into a conversation that, yeah, brings people closer together.
Exactly. And that's a sign of true emotional intelligence. When you can take feedback calmly, even the harsh bits, and transform them into constructive insights, that's when real growth happens.
Right, and with that, our conversation today really emphasizes the transformative power of handling criticism the right way.
Indeed, it does. Embrace criticism, look past the immediate sting, and see it as a catalyst for collaboration and self improvement.
Absolutely. And just to wrap up, it's a reminder that the way we handle criticism not only defines our personal growth, but also builds better, more open dialogues in every aspect of life.
Precisely. So remember, folks, when you shift from reaction to curiosity, you not only elevate your communication, but also enrich your own development.
That's a powerful takeaway. Thanks for diving deep into this with me. It's been a real eye opener.
No problem at all. Keep that in mind next time criticism comes your way. Be curious, stay calm, and turn every piece of feedback into an opportunity for growth.
Yep, that's the secret sauce. Till next time, keep those conversations constructive and your mindset open.
Absolutely. See you soon. And remember, criticism can truly build better conversations when handled with care.